down through the bus stop. White flag has already been out. We are winding this race down. Does Marcus have anything to get back to second? Because nobody is challenging this man, Jaun Pablo Montoya. His last win 113 starts ago at Infineon in June of 2007. Down through the final corner for the final time.
Sorry about last week again. Did an awesome job. Way to go there, big boy. Good job.
And it is
Good job.
Jaun Pablo Montoya, his second Cup win.
This more than anybody else. Great job, everybody. We've been working really hard for this. This is what it's all about right here.
Still got a battle further on as Kevin Harvick's fading back. Something's wrong with Harvick. Burton is going to get around him. You see McMurray, Stewart, Kyle have come across. Now Burton and Gordon rounds out the top 10, and Harvick slips back to 11th. Further back, it's still going to the wire. Newman, Kenseth, Hornish, and Truex in the top 15. Then Paul Menard, Casey Kane, and look at this. Even further back, it is Brad Keselowski taking over the 20th spot over Patrick Carpentier, with Pappas, Rudiman, Biffle, and Reagan rounding out the top 25. And Dale Earnhardt Jr., despite starting a very distant 40th today, comes home in 26. But there's your winner, Jaun Pablo Montoya, with his second win in NASCAR Sprint Cup competition.
Right there.
Juan, you drove the race of your career, buddy. That was tremendous. 0 mistakes.
Well, you can see that Juan is savoring the moment, and we will savor it with him in Victory Lane when we come back. Back here at Watkins Glen, where Jaun Pablo Montoya has picked up his second career win and the first as a crew chief in Sprint Cup action for Brian Patty. And coming up right after this, of course, SportsCenter will have Carl Edwards in the pit studio, winter interviews, and the oh-so-close no-hitter today in baseball. Juan still making his way around this track. And let's talk to probably an emotional Brian Patty, Mike.
An incredibly popular win for Brian Patty. As he walks through this garage, he's getting hugs from everyone. The champion, Jimmy Johnson, even stopped his car to congratulate you. What does this win mean?
It's huge. It's big for our sponsor and Target. First time they've been in Victory Lane. I still want to win on an oval, to prove this point. But we've been fast every week. We've had. The Brickyard 2 weeks ago was my fault, and hopefully this makes up a little bit.
This team has faced some challenges over the last couple of weeks. What does this win do to mend some fences?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, trophies mean a lot. And, my truck and my Busch victories I both had here, so it's pretty neat to have the triple and at the same racetrack, which is my favorite. It means a lot. It's pretty cool.
Quite the emotional win for Brian Patty, Dave.
Of course, Marcus Ambrose wanted that win as well. Faded back to third there at the very end. And you talked about possibly a tire. Do you have any idea if there was a condition with your car?
We lost a handle on it after that last stop. From the moment I rolled out, it just didn't quite feel right. Whether we had a bad set of tyres, the track changed on us, I'm not too sure. But we tried hard all day. Congratulations to Juan. He drove a heck of a race, man. It was a lot of fun there in the middle part of the race. He wasn't giving me anything. You could tell we weren't running for a championship because I just wore everything out trying to pass him and finally got him. And then that last round of pit stops there, we just lost a handle on the race car. But good day for us. Little Debbie has been a big sponsor of mine. I'm really proud to get him back here in the top 3.
All right, a podium finish, but not the W he wanted today, Marty.
No, the W goes to Jaun Pablo Montoya. He's the 4th driver to win this season, to break a winless streak of more than 50 races. And there he is, climbing out down in Victory Lane.
113 races since Jaun Pablo Montoya's first ever win in the Sprint Cup Series. Juan, it's been a tough year for you and this team. It's been an emotional couple of weeks for you guys. Put in perspective what being back here in Victory Lane is like.
It is great. We lost a lot of them and gave away a lot of them, and it gets frustrating and everybody gets fighting and everything, but this Target team does an amazing job. I want to thank Sprint for supporting this series, an amazing series. I love it, and it's about time to get another one.
What is this like? Your crew chief, this is his first Sprint Cup win as a crew chief in the Cup Series. What does this do for your relationship, proving that you guys can win together?
We have a great relationship. We really understand each other. it's difficult because we're very competitive, and we both want to win. And yesterday we had a really good talk with Chip and all the boys, and now this is awesome.
Congratulations, Jaun Pablo Montoya back in victory lane. Marty?
So the celebration, twofold for Chip Ganassi as he won the Grand Am race yesterday. Let's talk to the man who finished in second place. Vince?
Great bounce back weekend for Kurt Busch after the frustration at Pocono a week ago. But boy, you just kept digging today and digging. Maybe not the second best car, but you finished second. Where was the trouble spot for you to keep you from getting that extra spot?
Well, we had a hard fought battle today. I mean, Montoya raced smart, and Ambrose, they were there in the mix. And I think when I messed up was I let Ambrose get in behind me on the restart, that last restart. I wanted him to be on Montoya. Those two would battle it out and maybe take each other out, and that would have given us a great shot to win. But we were right there in the mix with our car, and Steve made great adjustments. I thought our car got better as the race went on, just still sliding with the rear end, just a little too loose, fighting it. But it was great to race with those world-class guys today, a guy from Colombia, a guy from Australia, you know, down under. It's neat to see the different worlds come together on a road course, see who can come out on top. And today we got second. Montoya was a strong car.
When the chase comes, I think this guy is going to be one of them you got to beat, Kurt Busch. Mike?
And Jimmie Johnson now debriefing a little bit with fellow driver Jeff Burton. And obviously this was not the weekend anybody was expecting out of you. I'm sure you weren't expecting it as well. How would you describe the weekend overall?
Well, I think we overcame a lot throughout the weekend. I know the result doesn't show it, but we unloaded and had a lot of troubles, and we got the car turned around and finished or qualified 9th. Then I had an early flat tire and rebounded from that and drove all the way through the field back to 9th again, and I had that contact in turn 11. Jeff was just here, and it sounds like maybe the 18 was racing with him, and they got in a situation coming into turn 11, and they were bouncing off of one another, and I was up ahead of them, and I was the next guy in line for the contact. So one of those racing deals. Hate that it happened, but what do you do?
And you can tell that Jimmie Johnson, this team's still quite composed even after a somewhat unexpected day. Dave?
Mike, A.J. Allmendinger brings the famous 43 home in 4th, and you were good all day.
Yeah, I mean, the Insignia Best Buy Ford was strong all day. We didn't have anything for the 42. Maybe had something for the 47 and the 2 at the end, but just proud of everybody at Richard Petty Motorsports. Just a strong weekend altogether, and not a bad week to sign a multi-year deal and have a great finish. So hopefully build some momentum into the rest of the year, and we finish strong.
All in all, a good week for A.J.
All right, so the top 4 finishers. And by the way, to put to bed the Kevin Harvick story, when he lost those spots on the last lap, flat left rear tire on the 29 car is what dropped the championship leader down to 11th spot. Here are some of the upcoming races for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. If you'd like to join us, to be some great action. Michigan, Bristol, Atlanta, Labor Day weekend, and the Chase deciding race at Richmond. The number at the bottom of the screen or NASCAR.com/tickets is where you can look up the information to join us there. And a reminder that next weekend, it is the Michigan International Speedway doubleheader going on there. Saturday, it's the Nationwide Series Carfax 250, and the return of the Nationwide Series new car coverage Saturday at 1 Eastern on ESPN. And next Sunday, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Carfax 400, 1 Eastern on ESPN. Coverage starts at noon with NASCAR Countdown. What a fight between Montoya and Ambrose.
Ambrose just drove a great race today, and Montoya to run the wheels off that thing. It was a fantastic day for those two. Tough day for Clint Bowyer, Jimmie Johnson, and really tightened up the chase for the championship between 12th and 13th position.
You know, it sure doesn't surprise me. We've seen Montoya over the past couple of seasons have these dominant days. I mean, he was dominant today, led 74 laps and not get the finish. You knew it was going to happen sooner or later. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get another win in the next couple of weeks ahead.
Yeah, or several over the remainder of the season. That's for sure. So as always now, extended post-race coverage coming up on SportsCenter, as well as the rest of the day's sports news. And Jaun Pablo Montoya, certainly a big factor in our post-race coverage as he finally breaks through after a race-long fight with Marcus Ambrose and gets the victory.